What's up? What's up? So what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Who's gonna be the first? All right. What up? What up? What up, Peter Griffin? How you doing? How you doing? What's up there, Inner Peace? What's up, Jason Rain? Yeah, buddy. I'm glad to see some of y'all joining in. Today we got a couple good things to talk about. So it's gonna be we are gonna be doing that Miami stuff very soon. So let's just see here. FL Roleplay, just to let you know, we are coming to Miami. We're going to be talking real quick, briefly about the Miami. We've got Blue Lines Murder saying, yo, yo, what's up? How you doing? But we are going to be really quickly talking about what's coming up. Yeah, I know. I want to give you guys a date. But on this Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, I have to head down to Miami, and I have a deposition. It is the beginning parts of the whole thing that happened almost 2 years ago. So it's been about 2 years. In June, it'll be 2 years since the incident in Miami that happened, and we have a deposition on Wednesday. I probably won't be able to talk much about what happened at the deposition, only because, you know, this is the beginning parts of that lawsuit. So we've got John Speedway, Indiana News Now, and if you guys don't know, I want to say thank you to everybody here that did go over to his channel and subscribe. He grew up real quick, man. He grew. I think he's almost at like 2,000 subscribers. So I want to say thank you to all of you for going over there and checking out his channel and subscribing. But like I said, Wednesday we've got the deposition, and it's the beginning parts. That's all I could really get through and say much about. As more information that I can talk about, I will talk about. But as of right now, I'll just let you know I'm going to a deposition on Wednesday, and I'm hoping everything goes really well. You know, I just want, at the end of the day, I really want this thing all to be just, I want it to kind of be over with, because it's been such a long time. So, other than that, I'm going to talk about what happened over the last week or so, between Mom's Demand Action and Brian Mast. If most of y'all saw it, what's up, CB? How you doing? We're gonna thank you, Chris Harris. You're the man. I appreciate that. Let me see. Cop 350ZX says it's not my deposition. I'm letting people know about what's going on with me. The deposition, there were 6 of us. There's 6 people that are involved with it, and we all of us have different days of deposition, so it's gonna vary. But like I said, there's not much I can talk about other than I'm going to a deposition. It's the beginning parts, and that's what this is really all about. I'm sorry if the lighting's really bad. I'm using my iPad for the live stream. I've got some things going on, which I'll talk about next month, but right now, I'm using my iPad, so if it's really dark, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can lighten it up. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Nope. 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 That's a little better. All right, y'all can see me a little better there. But we're gonna talk about the Martin Luther King. Yeah. I went down to Riviera Beach. There was a Mom's Demand Action event, and I went there to counter protest it. And I was actually shut down. They saw me coming, and I don't know who. I am waiting on the body cam footage and the 911 call and the radio traffic. I'm trying to track down who called and what all happened. If you didn't notice in the video, the first officer, he walked up and he was questioning if I was carrying. I was like, whatever. I didn't answer that question. And then when the second person showed up, they also stated that they asked me about me carrying a firearm. And my only guess is that Moms Demand Action called the police, said, hey, there's a guy, there's this guy Solo Yacker, he's a 2A advocate, he's probably carrying a gun. That's probably what they probably said. I don't know. We'll find out more once I get the body cam footage and the 911 calls, all that good stuff. But that's all coming. And then, like that whole day was really, really just odd. I was the one black guy. He threatened me. Another guy, he only judged me because he wanted to judge me because of my color of my skin. And I'm like, come on, man, that's not how this, let's get past color. It's not about color anymore. It's about who the person is. I don't look at black, white, purple, whatever, it's not about color. It's about the person and who they are. And if I was a violent person, you can look, if you wanted to look badly, I'd understand it. But, to put out the black, white stuff, we got to get past it. And unfortunately, some people are still using, they want that segregation. I don't want to be segregated. I want to be equal to everybody. Like Martin Luther King said, judge a man by the content of his character, not by the color of his skin. And that's what I'm really trying to promote is I don't want to be judged as whether it be a half black man, white man, purple man, whatever. I want to be judged as the person and the character that I portray. And yes, I with Moms Demand Action, I'm really not hostile towards them. I am a little frustrated with them because of the lies. If they were out there and they were really trying to promote some kind of truth, it may be one thing, but they're out there spreading lies. And when you spread lies, that's propaganda. That's telling people something that's untrue so they believe it, and then we go down this route of gun control. Their gun control. I'm not, all this stuff is just based off of, a lot of it's based off of lies. And that's what Moms Demand Action are doing, and I don't agree with it. So they called the police showed up. I'm like, all they wanted me to do, they don't want me anywhere near them. They pushed me off the side of the road. I'm standing behind a barricaded dirt spot, and that wasn't good enough. I am trying to understand of what I can do inside of these parades, and from what I understand, as long as it's a public parade, you can march along with it. And I really wasn't trying to push that limit, but that's where I was trying to, I was trying to let them know that I don't agree with them, and I'm going to make my voice heard, especially towards Moms Demand Action. So, or just in general with any anti-gun group, anti-gun politician, anti-gun, I try to have that I want to have an understanding, and usually when they talk, they that's when I catch them in the lies that they're actually spewing. That's just the way that works. And when you tell lies, I will confront you about those lies, and I will document it. I will put it out on my channel, and I will let everybody know about the lies that you are preaching. So I'm gonna go up here, and we'll right after I talk about the comments real quick, we'll hop into the Brian Mast. So we got Dina Marie's hanging out. She's saying hi. And let me see here. Yeah, the stream's okay. Perfect. That's what I like to hear. That way you guys can definitely hear me and see what's going on. Yeah, it's Big Steve. They divide and conquer. Yeah, and that's the problem, is that we're getting so segregated, and the more we're segregated, then that just means that we can't all get together and think about things logically. We have to start really thinking about, if they want to take these guns away, what is the repercussions? And you know, a lot of the people that I've talked to and met, they don't even understand where other countries have gone. They don't understand history and the way it has gone down that route. They take away the guns, they take away your speech, and next thing you know, you're fighting for everything that you held dear to your heart. And that's the greatest thing about America, is that we, you know, we're free. I mean, for the most part, we're free. And the way they're going right now, trying to take away our rights and take away, I mean, specifically our Second Amendment. The First Amendment is starting to get a little trampled on. Our Fourth Amendment, I mean, you can keep going on, and we're looking at a lot of infringements, and they're very, very. We've got to, you know, I'm going to keep fighting, and I hope that some of y'all would, you know, call your politicians or show up to their, to whatever, you know, and be a voice. And that's what I would say, you know. Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in just a second. Yeah, CB says, racism seems to be coming back strong. I don't get it. And for me, like, I mean, I went through a rough spot when I was younger. Most of y'all don't know, but my entire family is white. You know, everybody that I know, I don't know my father. I've never met him, so you know, I probably have black family, but I don't know him. I've never met him, don't know him. So so my majority of my life I've been around white people, and I'm not trying to bring race into it, but it's just a fact. And even me growing up, I went through little troubles and tribulations of that. I used to get it, you know, from the black side. I used to get it from the white side. You know, I've been called just about every name in the book from both sides, and you know, I grew out of that, and people started to understand who I was, and that's when things changed. Is people realized that that guy Mike he's not black, he's not white, he's just the person that, you know, that they enjoyed hanging out with. You know, half these people I played baseball with, you know, soccer, football, you know, all the sports in school and everything, you know, and they learned to understand who I was instead of just judging me as the color, you know. And that's what I would say to anybody, is start to understand people. You know, if you meet somebody and they're not your cup of tea, hey, that's fine. But, you know, to try to do the whole mixing race and saying, hey, it's you know, the black people want to just keep it all black and the white, I mean, that's not how it is now. We're in 2020, everything has changed in the way life is now. We need to get past it. I want to say thank you to Paul. Thank you so much, man. So he says, Solo, I've discounted my NRA monthly donations and will support you locally on a monthly basis. Thanks again. And again, thank you for defending our rights. And thank you, Paul. I don't want to butcher your last name. Yeah, I'm going to say Paul. I wish I could throw your name up on the screen right now, but I can't. But Paul, I appreciate it, man. And, you know, it goes a long way. Like, even for right now, I've got a couple other things that I got to do this month. And, you know, not just the deposition, but there's a couple open carry things I got going. So, you know, every penny does help. I did just start working. I was a stay-at-home dad for a couple months. I was just staying at home. That's why I was doing a few more videos here and there. And now I went back to work. So that's why I've kind of missed the last couple weeks on the Gunday, Funday, and Fridays. But I'm going to get back into it. So, you know, it'll probably be a little later in the evening, but I'm going to be coming back. What's up, baby love 1254? Melissa, what's up? How are you doing? I hope Jay Love's doing good. Yeah, John Speedway says they push you away because you might have a gun. They keep there because do have a gun. Go figure. Yeah, I really don't. I mean, they're so hypocritical, because they'll call the police that they need a gun instead of having a gun to protect themselves. But I wasn't there to hurt nobody. That wasn't the goal. But you know, it's just for a lot of these anti-gun groups, they're horrible. CB, I thank you very much, brother. You're always throwing out what you can. I appreciate you, bro. You're the man. We got Gesso Mad City 281. Rest in peace, Kobe. And yeah, rest in peace, Kobe. Because I've heard about the helicopter crash and his daughter. Horrible, horrible tragedy. You could never plan. There's nothing he could have done. It's just a very, very sad case. So, an NBA star, a Hall of Famer, it has died because of a tragic accident. And I really, this one's going to hurt. I mean, it will hurt for a while, especially that, Kobe Bryant. I wasn't a big Lakers fan, but, it's just very sad to see such a great ball player like that pass away, and his daughter. I mean, prayers to his family, prayers to his wife, all of them, because they're going to go through a rough time. I mean, it's rough for anybody, but it's going to be rough. Orange County Sheriff tyrants. I think you're Orlando Voice Transparency. I think you're talking about the guy that got slammed to the ground. He was a contractor. He showed up to his job site, and I guess he was a little drunk, or he was drinking or something. I don't know, something to that effect. And the cop, the guy, they asked for ID. The guy gave it. And then the other cops decided to have a bad day, and the guy said something, and he took a step, and next thing you know, he got thrown to the ground. So, yeah, that was a crazy. That was a crazy little incident that happened. So I hope that guy really holds those cops accountable, because that was a bunch of crap. Yeah. Enter P says racism divided is created by the government. And it does stem from a lot of government. I mean, even the Democrats, they wanted to keep slavery and all that, and they were involved with the KKK and all that stuff. Orlando Voice Transparency says, bro, mirror my video solo and get this open carry fishing trip planned. I am, and next month I have some announcements one announcement I gotta really make, and I'll let you know more about that. I am coming to Orlando. I will be doing a lot of stuff in the Central Florida area very soon. Very, 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 very soon. We got Sumter County. Robert McNeely's from Sumter County saying hello, Solo. What up? We got Homebrew from Wimamia, Florida. Wimama. I'm not sure how you even pronounce that. Wima Uma, Florida. That's what we're gonna call it. Yeah, I believe it was late in the evening. Cop 350ZX. Because the cops ask him, do you know how late it is? And he's like, yeah, it's really friggin' late, blah, blah, really late. And then he's like, it's like 3 o'clock. And then slammed him. Why mama? Yeah. Why mama? Angel Figueroa says, why mama? Ha 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 ha. Well, yeah. Now we're going to hop over to, just to let everybody know that's just joined in, I have a deposition that's happening on Wednesday, or we have a deposition mine is on Wednesday, others are having theirs on other days, but mine is on Wednesday, so I have a deposition on Wednesday. I won't be able to talk about what happened at it. I'm just trying to give you a little heads up about what's going on with the case, and I have a deposition, so you probably won't hear much more about it because we're getting closer. But the day I have court, I'll say, hey everybody, tomorrow I have court, so that way I'm going to court. But as I am told that I can release stuff, as I'm told I can release it or talk about it, it's just I don't want to ruin the case, because I'm letting you all know, there's a lot of law enforcement that watches my channel. There's a lot of everybody that watches it, from the FDLE. I've heard the FDLE has been watching my channel. I've heard like 7 or 8 different departments watch my channel, which I don't care. You know, so I know there's law enforcement, there's people that are watching it. I'm not going to talk about anything that would ruin the case other than what is coming. So, you know, what's coming is a deposition, and that's what I can say. What happens in the deposition, you probably won't hear about much. I may do like recaps and talk about it and hold on to the video so that when I'm able to release anything, I have it ready and I can release it. But I probably won't be able to talk about much about it. But and then I went to a Brian Mast event. I went there. It's called a satellite meeting, something to that effect, and they gave you a list of all the you have to be a sorry, I'm reading the chat, but it was a satellite meeting, and it had a list of a lot of things to talk about. You know, there was things about Social Security. The 4 that I was really primarily talking about, there was defending life, and then abortion rights, which you know, if you don't know, I'm not a big fan of abortion. You know, there's a whole training issue, but that's whatever. But he put those 2 in there, and I was like, they kind of contradict each other. Like, if you're going to be a politician, you have to have, this is what you believe in, and this is what you're going to do. If you start offering all these things, I mean, it's great to offer everybody everything, but you're kind of defeating the purpose by not sticking to what your values are. And that's what I would say about Brian Mast, is that his values are so misconstrued, it's not even funny. Those were the first 2. And then the second 2 was defending the Constitution, or the Second Amendment, and more gun control. When you put those 2 together, they contradict each other. Once again, if you're going to say, hey, these are my values, stick to your values. That's what even for me, I'm trying to stick to my values. I will gladly listen to try to have an understanding and maybe get something, you know, that I didn't have at the beginning. Maybe there is some knowledge I'm missing from it, and I'm always willing to listen. But I have my values. You know, Second Amendment, abortion are 2 crucial ones. You know, cleanliness of water, that's another big one for me, because I've been a fisherman my whole life since I was 8. So these are things that I really, even for me as trying to run as a politician, those are things that I would stick behind. Is those are my values. So I went there to talk to this lady about those issues, and she didn't want to talk. And I think when the cops showed up and they had their little powwow inside that room, I think the cop explained to her, this is how you're going to be able to get him out of here. And she didn't want to answer the questions. And as soon as I wouldn't let the Second Amendment go, she was like, well, I guess we have nothing to talk about. You have to go. And then she went and got the cops, and then the cops were like, oh, you got to go. If you haven't understood that, the reason I ID'd is because inside that building, they always ID. It's not something I want to do. It's something for me to get into some of the areas inside that city hall. I have to give up ID. I was trying to fight it, but at the end of the day, I couldn't fight it. And so I wasn't, because I wanted this meeting. I wanted to have this meeting no matter what, even if I had to give up my ID. But, you know, we all saw the guy at the door. He didn't even, you know, ID me. He didn't even care. It wasn't, and then he tried to tell the cops that. He tried to say, hey, it's a public event, a public meeting. We don't have to ID. And they were like, oh, this isn't good enough. And I'm like, well, that's what he just said. And he knows the law. And he's like, well, he's security guard. He's not a police officer. I'm like, whatever, man. You know, at that point I knew whatever was going to happen, I was going to get ID'd, because I was having this meeting. There was no way they were going to push me away that quick. I gave up my ID, so be it. I'm not worried. Don't have any I don't have any warrants. I know I'm good. I know I'm good. the other thing was, we won't even talk about it because I don't want you. There's nothing to really talk about. But I went through that process, and then I finally get back in there, and she, like I said, they are not wanting to talk, and I think it's about 6 or 7 more of these that I plan on going to, and I will keep pushing the issue. And my goal is to make Brian Mast look really, really bad. Whether Brian Mast is there, if you're going to send your little committee or whoever, they should come with some answers. It's not about, you already gave me a list of stuff that you want us to talk about, or what you, I guess, will talk about, or that's part of your agenda of whatever this meeting's all about, and you don't want to answer the questions, I'll just keep coming. Because they're all in public areas, they're all in public. One's at a community center, another one's at, I think, a library, a couple of them are at city halls. So you have these satellite meetings at places that I can go and access, I will come. So yeah, I'm just that whole thing was just like extremely so frustrating. It was so frustrating before it just got out of control. So yeah, thank you. Bowie Tatum, thank you. I think we're gonna need a lot of, not, I won't say luck, but we're gonna have, we're gonna be judged by, I guess, 12 or 13 people, 12 people, and we're really hoping that we get a good jury, like, because at the end of the day, they're gonna hear all the testimony, everything that happened, and we have to depend on the people to see that the police were wrong, and that's what I'm really hoping, is that everything goes smooth, everything goes the way it is. Oh man, all right, yeah, Orlando Voice Transparency. Now I know who you are. Okay, yeah, I haven't. I'm gonna go after I get off of here. I'll go to your channel and I'll check it out. In Orlando, he was telling me, Orlando Voice Transparency. He told me that he was in Orlando, I believe, and he was smoking a cigarette or something, and the cops ended up drawing guns on him, and he's got it all on video. So we're gonna hopefully get that video, and like I said, I'll mirror that and I'll help get the message out there. Like, police can't keep doing this. They can't keep violating people's rights. With no victim, there's no crime. If you're smoking a cigarette, I mean, the only person you're hurting is, I smoke too, so I'm not belittling you. I'm just saying, if you're a smoker, the only person you're really hurting is yourself. If people don't want to be around the smoke, I try to not be around people that don't smoke. I try not to smoke around them. I do my best, but out in public and things of that nature, it's like, it's not that I'm trying to be a dick, but if you say, hey man, I'm not a smoker, I usually kind of walk away from them, and I give them that, I kind of give them that respect, because, not everybody enjoys the smell of smoke, and which is, I'm pretty relaxed guy, as long as you don't come at me screaming and yelling, saying you're this, that, and the other, and, whatever. Don't treat me how you want to be treated back, If you want to treat me like an asshole, I've got a degree in it, I'm really good at it, so I don't want to go that route. Yeah, CB says, Solo Hacker, we have to do what we have to do to make a point. Just know I support you. And I thank you, brother. And I support you guys. I support all of you. CB especially. He's doing hard work out there in Oregon. So, I mean, he keeps pushing, and he keeps fighting against, what he's fighting for. And that's what I would say to all of us. He's a big open carry guy. I mean, we're all out there trying to fight for something. And, and that's why I make these videos. That's why I do a lot of this video stuff, is to show, to kind of get that passion out there, to get some knowledge out there. Anything that I can do that that can make a difference. That's what I'm trying to do, and that's what I want to do. I'm just one guy in a small world trying to make a difference. Yeah. minute. Let me clean something. You get your foot in the door. Yeah, for sure. I'm always trying to get my foot in the door because it's harder to shut a door when your foot's in it. Homebrew says need to confront local sheriff as to why they not honored their oath and arrest state and city officials. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, if we, as citizens, if we do something illegal, guess what? They put cuffs on us, they send us to jail, they do whatever they do. But when they do the thing, how come they don't, none of them end up in cuffs, and, I've had guns pointed at me. How come none of those cops end up in cuffs when, because I know if I ever pointed a gun at somebody that was doing absolutely nothing unlawful or nothing illegal or not trying to kill somebody and I pull a gun on them, I'm going to jail. Yeah, sorry guys. If I'll work. Let me see if I can. No. Yeah, I'll have to go into the settings. I'll go into the settings later, and I'll try to get all my moderators or the ability. I usually I let most of the links and stuff. They usually go through, but I will make sure that I get that out there for you. Yeah, definitely. Everybody hit that like button. Dr. Sean Barry says we must have more civil rights lawyers. I would totally agree with you. I've reached out to the ACLU. I've probably called at least maybe a dozen lawyers throughout the state of Florida. Somebody told me I should reach out to Georgia, but I don't know that whole stuff. But yeah, we need more lawyers that are willing to take on cases of First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, any kind of civil rights violation. We need more lawyers like that because they're very far and few between. I was lucky enough in Florida Carry. The group I was with we were all part of Florida Carry that day, and I was lucky enough that Florida Carry decided to help us all out, and we got a lawyer. But even for all the other incidences I've had, and I still call today, and they'll listen to the story, they'll watch the video, but a lot of times they just like, oh. So, Chris Harris, thank you very much. And he says, got a link of Kobe for you to approve him M16. Yeah. Yeah. I really feel bad about Kobe. Yeah, just or shoot me an email. Just shoot me an email. That way I can respond to it. Live chat, top chat. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find these links. CB, I can see one of the links that you put in there. I don't know if everybody else can. Yeah. Hey, just to let you guys know, I've just started noticing this on some of my videos. Is that there's anti-auditors. Dr. Sean Barry, you probably know more about this than I do, but there's like First Amendment auditors, there's anti-Second Amendment auditors. There's a lot of like these against auditor type people, and they've just started showing up on my channel. I think there was only one that I blocked because once again, he was inciting violence. You want to say, hey, I'm gonna mess up your family, or I'm gonna do this, or or whatever. I'm just gonna get rid of you because I really don't. It's not that I don't care about your free speech, but when you start threatening me or my family, and bye, I'm gonna get you out of there real quick. So we got Texas GT As a veteran, I see what the cops are doing, and and all cops are doing. They're separating, separating. I'm just, even in Texas, like, even I think I've seen some videos in Texas of really really bad cops out there. Um, they're all over the place. Like, we every now and again you run into one of those good ones, and and once again, maybe they're putting on a front, but I've met a couple good ones here and there where they were very respectful. I would say, not like they were great cops, but they were very respectful, very understanding. They took the time to listen instead of just going to just like straight, let me violate your rights because I don't think you know what you're doing type of thing. So, but that's what and that's what I've learned a lot about a lot of officers, is that they don't even realize some of the laws that they're trying to enforce, or they don't even realize that the oath that they took, there's, like the First Amendment, like some people they don't care. All they want to do is they're more like the feelings police, if that makes sense. They're more like the feelings police than they are law enforcement. They're like, the stuff that I've just gone through, it was all a bunch of butthurt people that called the cops on me because I was expressing my First Amendment right. And they call the cops, and next thing you know, I've got to go through a whole shindig of trying to not get myself out of a situation, but trying to say, hey, I'm not going to move out off the street until I'm getting threatened with arrest. Like, those are the things that I don't get. It's like, look, I'm doing a First Amendment protected activity, and you're not even going to honor your oath, the oath that you took to uphold the Constitution, and you see what I'm doing, you just want to be a tyrant. And when you want to be a tyrant like that, once again, that's why I think First Amendment auditors, Second Amendment auditors, we do a lot of this to expose that corruptness. I would love to run into 90 good 100% behind the Constitution cops that only enforce crimes that have a victim, not victimless crimes. Just you have a victim there, and the crimes happen there, that's punishable. But there's too many victimless crimes that I just don't agree with, especially when they violate your civil rights. And it gets me really really teed up sometimes. So, what's up, Gary Pixley? He's in the house, he's hanging out. I'm going to talk about that just now. I just kind of ended my little rant there. Chris Harris, I just saw your email pop up. Miguel Barriqua Shrek says, get that beep out for sure. Yeah, if you guys aren't getting notifications, make sure. I did notice on a couple of the people I subscribe to that I wasn't subscribed to them anymore. So double check that you're still subscribed. I know that YouTube is going through and doing certain things, and once again, it's YouTube, so every month or two, just double check that you're still subscribed. Make sure you hit that bell so that you get the notifications. Like I said, I will be doing more of these. I just started a job a couple weeks ago, and I've just been really busy learning the menu, all that stuff. So we've got Noli D saying what up. Let's see. Darian Ballard says, hey, what's going on? Just saw you live now. YouTube never lets me know when you go live. Make sure you hit that bell. And just to let you know, Darian, on Wednesday, I do have a deposition down in Miami Beach. We are getting into the processes of the litigation that we have going on. I'm not going to speak much about what goes on at that deposition unless I'm told I can. But more than likely you won't hear much. I just don't want to ruin the chances or any backlash or something, or if I say something the wrong way or whatever, they're going to try to use that they're going to try to make us look like the bad people. That is what's going to happen. that's just what happens when the city knows they're wrong. They're gonna do everything in their power to make you look like you're the evil one. So that's just how that I think that's gonna go. But yeah, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Yeah, make sure you got that bell on. Yeah, Dr. Sean Berry says cops are feeling police and revenue collectors for the status socialist government. You know, a lot of victimless crimes get friggin' dealt with by the police, and people end up with their lives ruined because of somebody with no victim. So, yeah, definitely hit that thumbs up. Russia has about 56 pages of laws. The U.S. has about 31,000. Let freedom ring. And there's a lot of laws. There's like, I want to say there's close to like 30,000 gun laws on the books. There's 300 federal and like 30,000. I want to say there's 30. Damn it. Yeah, I'm going to have to get that one back. I want to say it might be 30,000 gun laws on the books, and then there's X amount in the state of Florida. I can't remember right now. Yeah, I'm going to go get them. I will not leave them alone. So, and once again, there is Moms Demand Action. They don't have too many events. 22,000 on the books, CB says. There's not a lot of Moms Demand Action events happening as of recently. I do know that they have a LGBTQ event, and a lot of their other events, they usually put them up in a church. And the last time I went to a church, they shut me down because they said it was a private event, and it was at a Unitarian church where everybody is welcome. And I really wish I had hit the record button when I first got there, and I just did. Stupid me, but yeah, they shut me down before I got there. And when I'm sitting there trying to talk to them, they ended up calling the cops, and the cops were like, "Yeah, this is a private event, blah 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 blah. You can't come here." And I'm like, this is horrible when they kick you out of a church when you're trying to get answers. Like, it just doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense to me. I'm not a big fan of, when they put their stuff out there publicly. Same thing with mine. Same thing with when I do my open carry stuff on here, and I always put that link. Mine's open to the public. If anti-gun people want to show up to it, so be it. If anybody can show up to it, whether they support it or not. That's one way for us to come together, because I would appreciate the anti-gun people. All the people that do support it. It's great. We all get to sit there and we get to tell our stories, and we always have a great time. But the way I feel that we're gonna fix things is by letting people know the lies that mainstream media, CNN, MSNBC, even a little bit of Fox News, all these mainstream media, that is what the people hear. So when they hear it and they're not doing their own research on it, they're being told a lot of lies. And then you deal with Moms Demand Action. They're spreading nothing but lies. They keep saying nothing but lies. They keep saying, oh, these 40,000 gun deaths, we need it. Well, that's a lie. Be honest, 2/3 of that, it's about 14,000 deaths are actually done by criminal activities or negligent discharges and things of that nature. So 13,000 deaths compared to the 330 million people we have in the United States, and the over 300 million guns or 400 million guns that we have in this country. Those are pretty good odds that you're probably not going to get shot with a gun. You're probably not going to end up in a mass shooting situation. You never know. You don't know when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen. But what you do know is that if you are armed, you can help prevent it from being, you know, it could be maybe just one person dying instead of 30 people dying. You know, I'm trying to say it in the nicest, kindest way. So, but that what I'm trying to say is that having it and not needing it is way better than needing it and not having it. So, I'd rather be armed any day of the week. I wish we could go into all government buildings, every, courthouses, police stations. Why do the cops get a free pass? Because what? They're law enforcement. You have a better chance of getting shot by a police officer than you do being involved with a mass shooting. You're more likely to encounter a police that holds a gun to you before, a lot of things. A lot of things could happen, and I'm getting very frustrated with the government and how our police can treat us when we've done nothing wrong. If you've done something wrong, I'm not saying you deserve a gun pointed at you, but if you're hurting people and you're being violent, expect the police to come with guns. If you're not hurting anybody, you shouldn't have a gun pointed at you, whether you're First Amendment, Second Amendment, or anything. Or if you're just walking down the street and you give the cop a bird and you're like, oh, I don't like the police shouldn't harass you. I mean, you're just expressing your First Amendment right and your disdain for law enforcement. That's your choice. And that's, whatever we wanted, that's our choice as Americans. That's our freedom of expression. And it should not involve law enforcement or the government infringing on that. And I'm noticing a lot of things like that happening. It's not just happening to me, it's happening to millions of others. And, and we have to find a way we have to hold them accountable, for one, and we need to really hold them accountable. That's what I would tell anybody, is accountability is crucial. That's why, like I said, I have a deposition on the 29th, or on Wednesday, and we are trying to hold those officers that day accountable for the things they did. If I would have pointed a gun at just an average day citizen and he's not doing anything illegal, I go to jail really quick. And that day we sat there for a couple hours in handcuffs in the Miami sun in June, and all because they didn't understand the law and they didn't know the law. So that's just, that's unfortunate. And that's why I say, for these officers, if they really just followed the oath that they took, they really shouldn't have come out there and did what they did when we were just expressing our Second Amendment right. Because they didn't know the law, that's not my fault. Sorry. We did a lot of things to try to prevent that, and it fell on deaf ears. So that's not our fault at all. And that's why I say accountability is crucial. I'm gonna get right back to that. NOLA GT illegal. Yeah, if you don't know the truth, you're lying, by Dennis Eggleston. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Yeah, Paul says, yes, there is so much fake news out there. And that's, that I've heard this one saying, if you say it enough, you keep saying it, and people hear it enough, it becomes true. And that's what, same thing with social media. I would tell anybody here, if I happen to say something and it's wrong, please correct me. Like, a lot of times what I do a lot of my own research, and I do look up things, and sometimes I have to go to a media source to get part of it, and then I have to go and try to source out that to try to make sure that it's true. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. We all know what side the cops are on, and all the MDA Facebook pages are private, and you have to be a member. Yeah, I keep sending. I've been sending friend requests to all their Facebook stuff and whatever I can get on. I try to get on, and then I get myself kicked off. Instead of being just sitting back in the quiet, just watching what they do, they end up saying something, and I'm like, that's a lie, that's a lie. And they don't like that, so. Yeah, Cardinal for Life says, if the Second Amendment is gone, will you give up your guns, or will you refuse? All my guns got lost in this boating accident, so I don't have any guns, so I can't give them up. I got nothing to give them. Yeah, no, it won't happen. I refuse. You know, there's going to be, the only thing that I would be really concerned about is going to be a red flag law. If I see unconstitutional stuff happening, more than likely I'm going to leave before it all happens. Hey, give me 1 second, everybody. Hold on 1 second. All right. So yeah. All right, back to the little bit of chat. Yeah, so we were saying about, am I going to give him up? Hell no, I ain't giving him up. Never give him up, never give him up. But red flag laws is really scary because you don't know it's coming. If I see it all happening, I'll give myself time to get out of here and go. Miguel Barriqua, shoot me an email at soloyacker2@gmail.com, or after this video uploads, you can just you should be able to put the link into the video. You may not be able to put the link into the chat, but you should be able to put a link into this video. And if anybody has a video you want me to kind of get out there, you know, I am gonna watch it, you know, and I try not to use the entire video. I try to use a good chunk of it, and then, you know, send everybody over to your channel. That way you can grow. But yeah, it's gonna be soloyacker2@gmail.com, and send me an email, put me a link. If you ever just want to ask questions, I do pay attention to it, and sometimes it takes me a few days to get back. No red flag laws. Yeah, that's another thing that I wish we could fight. Yeah, Cop 350ZX. I know I'm getting. It's usually about. Yeah, I usually run this thing about an hour every day, or every Friday and Sunday. What up, James Madison? We got James Madison. Yeah, boy. Yeah, blank screen. Yeah, I just had to step away for just 1 second. Jeez, calm down, James. Yeah, I'm getting the cab. I'm getting all that good stuff, man. Minutes as in rambling and repeating himself. Yeah, I know. That's alright. I'm like a broken record. What up? What up, Lord Malice? He was AFK. I don't even know. What's AFK there, James Madison? And if you guys haven't, check out James Madison. He does some weird stuff on his channel. Yeah. I unsubscribed to him because I don't really like his stuff. He doesn't do good. I'm just kidding, James Madison. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I got you, John. I'll check the email. I thought I replied. I try to reply, like I said. Sometimes I see it and I thought I replied and I didn't. No, James, I don't want you to shut off my stream. But yeah, all right, we're gonna just go over it once again before we start rambling about nothing. on Wednesday, I got a deposition. We're moving forward into the league the lawsuit. Lost for words, but we're moving forward. I have a deposition on Wednesday. Others have theirs on other days. I'm not going to tell you their days, but mine's on Wednesday. So Wednesday I get to go down to Miami Beach. I'll probably hang out for a little bit, but I really don't like Miami. I probably won't be going fishing. The wife and kid, and that's a big part. That's a big reason. One of the big reasons why we haven't been really back down to the Miami area or Miami-Dade area is really because of the lawsuit. Other than going back every June, we're kind of staying away from Miami only because they're gonna try to make us look as bad as we can, and we didn't do anything wrong. They did everything wrong, but they're gonna try to make us look like we're the bad guys, and that's just like with anybody. It's just the way it is, and that's why I'm hoping this all goes very well. That's all I could really hope, that it goes really well. So, yeah, got you back extra, ha ha ha. But yeah. So, and if when I have more of that information to give, I will give it. As of right now, there's just going to be a lot you haven't heard, other than little updates here and there for the last 2 years. And the reason for that is we do not want to jeopardize any by me saying something or others saying anything. Most of them, they're all pretty quiet. I talk a lot on Facebook and YouTube and stuff, so. And that's why I don't talk about it much. I'll tell you what I can tell you, but you can always go back and revisit that video, but that's all I can really can say, which sucks, because I have a lot of things I want to say, but it's just better this way. Once the whole litigation thing is all said and done, trust me, everybody, I got a whole bunch of videos ready to go that include body cams and a lot. So, but once again, until I'm allowed to release it, it's gonna stay. It'll stay in the hidden compartment of videos that I wanna release but can't. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to blow the case, that's for sure, Gary. Oh yeah, Francisco Rodriguez and where was he? Yeah, we're coming back. Don't worry. Like I have many plans to go to Miami. There's a couple other spots in Miami that we want to go. It's just we want to kind of get through this litigation stuff, and once that's in the past, you'll see the South really kind of turn on. We haven't really been dormant. We just haven't really, because that area is Region 11 for Florida Carry it covers like Miami-Dade, Broward, and then it pushes up a little bit up towards almost Palm Beach County, and that's the cutoff. And then Palm Beach County all the way up to like just past Indian River, almost up to Volusia. Or not up to Volusia, I think it's Indian River. That's where I kind of do all my little gatherings. So, but Miami kind of put a little hurting on the South. We have plans on doing a Keys event. We have plans on a couple different Miami, and I think there's one talk about a Broward. And we may be able to do the Broward over the Miami, but don't quote me on none of that, because once again, we just started hitting this deposition stuff, so I don't know what's going to happen. Dennis Eggleston, the camping event or trip or the gathering that we're going to have, I believe is going to be in March. I'm shooting for the beginning part of March, because I've got some things that I've got to handle, and I've got to do it in the beginning. So, John Prince Park. I went to a Mom's Demand action event, and there was a running. It was some kind of run for something, and so I didn't really bother them too much. But I saw them, and once again, they didn't like me. They all ran away from me. They didn't want to talk. So is what it is. But I went to the John Prince Park to check it out, to check out the park, to check out the campsite, the campground. Everything about the place is really sweet. Tons of fishing. They've got there was a bridge. There's a bridge, like just off. It's all part of the same park, but it was just outside of the park. And when I went to go check it out, I saw peacock bass. And if you don't know anything about peacock bass, these things are bad to the bone. And I'm actually I'm really stoked about trying to go there and do some real fishing, and try to catch me a bucket list, because that's one of the fish I've never caught. I want to catch one of those so bad. I've even heard of them here in Port St. Lucie. I've just never seen one or caught one. So I know they're there. I just haven't had one. I haven't had one on the end of the hook. Yeah. Good night, Orlando. I'll check out your video. I will check out your video, and I will definitely mirror that for you a little bit later on. Let me see. Where was James? There he is. There you go. I hope you're happy now, James. James Madison. Oh, okay. You're still here. Yeah, Sarasota. I've got plans on Sarasota, but that's not going to be until the summertime. So just look forward to summertime. I've had a few things go on through just over these last few months, and that's why I've kind of not slowed down on the open carry. I just haven't been out open carrying. There's a lot of things that are going on, but I am trying to stay active, whether it be First Amendment, Second Amendment, or just going to Moms Demand Action or whatever I can do to make sure that I'm staying active, so that you've got something to watch. Whether it's I take a news article and chop it up and make it a funny video or whatever. I'm just trying to stay active for all of you, because if it seems like I'm not there and I'm not doing nothing, I'm not trying to lose all my subscribers and all my friends that I have here on YouTube. So I appreciate all of you. I say it all the time. I can't say it enough. And let me see. Search for peacock bass in YouTube search window. You'll see video of a ton of peacocks in the canals. Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping. They're all over the canals. I hear they're mostly down in the southern half, but I've heard they're up here as well. So not to say that they're not. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here with everything. I'm going to get out of here with and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to try to be here on Sunday. It may be late. Yeah, I know that you guys aren't leaving, but I've got to get going. I've got a bunch of phone calls. I've got to call Riviera Beach about my public records request. West Palm Beach has my 911 calls, and I'm trying to do all of it in the same day. So I'm trying to kind of push Riviera to say, hey, I'm looking for these body cams. I need to try to get them as soon as possible, and if I can get them by Tuesday, I'm hoping by Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll have that body cam and I'll put all that information out there. But I will definitely check out, if you've sent me emails, I will check out the videos. I will try to do what I can. I can't say thank you enough. All of you are amazing. I am having the person that won the firearm. They're going to be on the channel here very soon, and that way you can kind of see who won and what they're doing, and let them say thanks or not thanks. I just want you to see that there was actually a winner on the back end of it. So that person is going to be on the channel very soon. Don't forget, I got a deposition tomorrow or Wednesday. If I can talk about it, I will. More than likely, I won't be able to. There's open carry in February. On February 8th, it's in Denellen, Florida at Rainbow Springs. I'm doing that video. It's going to probably come out on the 26th or 7th. It's one of those two. What's today? Oh shit, tomorrow is the 27th. So that video will probably come out tomorrow, talking about Denellen Springs and the camping gathering that they're having out there. Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna be doing a complete upper giveaway as soon as I can get the person that won, Susan. Her name's Susan. Susan. We're just gonna refer to her as Susan. But Susan, she won it. But as soon as I can get her on the channel, that's when I'll go ahead and go to the next giveaway. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Oh yeah, hog hunting out in the Swanee River to Sunday. Are you? That sounds like a blast. Shoot me one. We'll smoke it together, man. We'll smoke that pig real good. But I'm gonna get out of here, everybody. And yeah, me neither. But I can't say thank you enough. I appreciate all of you. Don't forget hit that like, share, and that subscribe button. And I'm gonna say Soliaker, deuces. I'll see you guys on the flip side.